Good Monday morning, Internet. This is Dave Kelm. Question of the day. Is there a book that was read to you or that you read that still stays with you from when you were a child? Okay, lady, get off the ticky-tackies and let's move it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. She almost made us all run a red light. Well, at least the guy in front of me and me. Sweet Jesus. Anyway, hi, it's Monday. No one's ready to go to work, I guess. So, is there a book that was read to you or that you read as a child, young adult, that stuck with you, that you remember, that you think about from time to time, perhaps? The reason this question comes up is I was perusing a bookstore the other day, and someone had placed a book that was a children's book in sort of the adult fiction space, right? And they just didn't reshelve it, or some kid picked it up and then put it down or whatever. And it wasn't a book that I remember reading, but it just sort of struck me that, you know, there were all these books that still kind of percolate through your brain, I think. And if they were, I guess, good enough, or if there was a story there, or if there was something that struck you. And one of the ones that I remember, and it was both read to me, and then I read it as well myself, and that's Bridge to Terabithia, which was, you know, a terribly horrific, sad book as a child. You know, total horror on my part. You know, but it was an amazing book, you know, about friendship. I'm sure you've read it or you've heard about it. There was a movie a few years ago. But then there were other books too, right? As kids, I grew up after really sort of the Hardy Boys, because the Hardy Boys were, I don't know, maybe 30s, 40s, 50s, and then I grew up 70s and early 80s, and so, but there was a series called Encyclopedia Brown, right, which was all mysteries about a kid detective, or with a kid detective, and I totally remember a whole bunch of those stories, a whole bunch of those plots, and essentially it was probably all the plots stolen from the Hardy Boys and then repurposed as Encyclopedia Brown. There was a book that I read, sort of the first spy novel that I remember reading, and then, of course, you know, end up reading a lot of spy novels over the years. But the first spy novel that I remember reading, I might have been in junior high, called Palindrome, right? Which is the word for words that are spelled forwards and backwards, I think, right? Palindrome. There's a They Might Be Giants song, I Palindrome I. Anyway, it was called Palindrome, and it was a fictional account of a personal spy of Winston Churchill during World War II. And I remember that one as well. So anyway, I know the light's weird here on Monday morning. It's super bright in Central Illinois. What is a book that was read to you or that you read yourself as a child that still sticks with you today? Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.